Hey YouTube, it's ShryphonX here. Today we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 11. Like and subscribe for more content. Kalyans, cursed spirits, are said to be coming. Will this trigger war? Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 11. Remelian's third eyes sense a Kalyans death. Does this mean the exorcism of cursed spirits will inevitably lead to war? Will the current arc result in an unavoidable war between Remelians and Jujutsu sorcerers? This chapter has 19 pages. Editor's note: from space comes. The chapter begins on a rooftop where Usami and Mino discuss the cultural exchange they've initiated. Usami mentions that the Sumerian spaceship is powered by cursed energy. Mino explains that research on cursed energy as a new energy source is ongoing, but it has stalled due to the current inefficiency of converting it into other forms except for Japanese sorcery. Usami expresses concern that if word spreads about the spaceship called Nonax, made of mull, or being powered by cursed energy, human trafficking involving Japanese people with cursed energy could increase again. To address this, Usami suggests that they use the dinner party as an opportunity to draft a non-disclosure agreement to safeguard the aliens' secrets from the human public. Suddenly, Mino receives a call from Yuka, who informs them that the Okatsu siblings are collaborating with Cross and Maru to test octopuses. Mino is asked to procure the best octopus possible. Usami assures them that he will handle it since he has connections. Tsurugi and Maru visit a fish vendor who speaks about a one-legged octopus called a monopod octopus. This is a deformed variant of the giant Pacific octopus that has adapted to its local environment. The vendor explains that when an octopus loses 7 of its legs to atrophy, all its flavor concentrates into one leg instead of being split into 8. This concept reminds me of how Sukuna was able to split his power into 20 fingers, and how he could concentrate all his cursed energy into Yuji's pinky to transfer himself to Megumi. Tsurugi and Maru head to a beach to retrieve the octopus. On the water, Tsurugi asks Maru if he's a bad swimmer. Maru replies that during his time building Dura's canal, he was swept away in a flood but survived. Tsurugi considers this a good enough answer. Underwater, Tsurugi encounters a strange reef zone and swarms of jellyfish, which are a tough zone for amateurs. Back at school, Yuka takes some medicine. Cross asks Yuka if she should tell her brother about her condition, but Yuka says she wants her end to be normal, not special. Sadly, she may be killed in the coming war. Back on the beach, Tsurugi emerges with an octopus that looks puffy and bruised from dealing with the jellyfish. He asks Maru to borrow a rash guard or something for himself. However, Maru is competitive and wants to get a bigger octopus. In the end, both of them end up with the same-sized octopus and the same rashes. Tsurugi asks what warrior means for Remelians. Maru explains that warrior is essentially a jujutsu sorcerer on Earth, and only men can be sorcerers because women cannot manipulate cursed energy or what the Sumerians called Ralaluka. Apparently, women can still take on the role of making the equivalent of curtains, meaning they can perform barrier techniques. However, Maru does mention that the Discunt have female warriors, which could simply imply that the Remelians willingly practice patriarchy to justify why the women haven't attempted to awaken their powers. Maru explains that cursed energy was a gift from the Kalyan, a messenger of the gods who bestowed upon men unable to bear children the power to protect women and children. Indeed, there is patriarchy even among aliens. It appears that Remelian patriarchy is justified by this logic. Tsurugi remarks that this mentality, the patriarchy, sounds like something from the Reiwa era. The Reiwa era commenced on May 1st, 2019. When Emperor Akihito abdicated the throne in favor of his son and crown prince, Naruhito. Jujutsu Kaisen premiered in 2018, which is near the end of Akihito's Heisei era. Wait, Did Japan actually eliminate patriarchy after thousands of years? This sounds like parody from Attack on Titan and the manner in which Isayama portrays the world, as if there is no sexism. However, if you delve deeper, you'll discover that lingering aspects of sexism persist even in a more egalitarian society. Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole has explored patriarchy, with Naoya representing the culmination of the conservative Zenin clan's unhealthy sexism, which resulted in the complete desecration of the dignity of Maki and Mai Zenin, twin girls born with low cursed energy. However, the irony is that Naoya admires Toji Zenin, the most ostracized member of the clan, a man who lacked cursed energy due to a physical heavenly restriction. This would make people like Toji considered racist by Jujutsu like Gojo's ex-best friend, Suguru Geto, monkeys, a term Toji himself uses to refer to himself, which Geto would also adopt and become racist because of their encounter. While Jujutsu society formally allows female sorcerers equal opportunities, Gage Akutami demonstrates that this doesn't eliminate barriers or ceilings. The fight between Momo Nishiyama, a half-Japanese female sorcerer, and Nobara, a regular sorcerer with a more provincial background than traditional sorcerer ties, highlights this disparity. Momo, despite her cute appearance, is an unknowing victim of Japanese discrimination due to her half-Japanese heritage. In contrast, Nobara is empowered by her femininity, as she feels good when she's dolled up or when she kicks ass. Interestingly, Momo's father, an American, is also a sorcerer, making him a rare foreign-born sorcerer like Miguel Ángel of Kenya. This further solidifies Momo's personal experiences of discrimination, both as a female sorcerer often looked down upon by physically focused men and as a hafu in Japanese society. Maru apologizes for making Tsurugi uncomfortable with the conversation, implying that there was a sense of cultural shock since future Japan is surprised by the sexism of an alien race, a sexism that has existed in humanity since its inception. Maru clarifies that those who protect Rumel are valued regardless of gender or class. Jabaloma is one example. It's unclear if he means Jabaloma is actually female or if it's simply due to his age. Considering Jabaloma is an elder, it's more likely that he's no longer a practicing warrior due to his age. Maru observes that the women are likely to join the cultural exchange, but they're usually confined to the ship for their safety, along with the children. Understanding this inequality, Maru feels remorseful for causing them discomfort. Tsurugi acknowledges that he comprehends both men's and Maru's feelings, recalling his own intricate relationship with his sister, Yuka, whom he always wanted to protect. However, Tsurugi clarifies that he doesn't assume someone is weak. If someone gets hurt, he wouldn't be able to stand it. This is why Tsurugi desires to be stronger, so he can defend people and ensure they aren't weak. Tsurugi even wonders which of them is weaker, showcasing his humility as a person. This is an admirable trait for an older brother in a man. The egalitarianism of Satoru Gojo lives on in his distant relatives. Curse technique range. The curse of Dabura's sister back at Jujutsu High. The Sumerian women sample human meals and are astounded by their taste. We meet Tomo Kyoko, Jujutsu Tech nutrition teacher, who is concerned about the scale of the cultural exchange, as she had only intended to bring takoyaki. Tsurugi assures her that the Sumerians will take care of the octopus legs, but Tomo wonders why the octopus only has one leg. Maru explains that they will use a monopod octopus, whose name is inspired by the batting style of an old baseball player. Whereas old Yudaheim, she would love any mention of baseball. Meanwhile, Usami meets with Jabaloma and Dabura, who discuss the curse that Dabura's younger sister is afflicted with. Jabaloma explains that it is a death curse cast by the Skunk clan leader. It activates either when the clan leader dies or if Dabura disobeys the leader's orders. However, by venturing into space, they appear to be beyond the effective range of the curse technique, but the Remelians are exploring ways to deal with the curse. Mino realizes that this meeting will be advantageous for them because Dabura's sister's incurable curse serves as a motivation for his rebellion. Similar to Megumi Fushigiro's character Arc, his older stepsister, Sumiki, was also afflicted by a mysterious curse. Usami mentions the Black Rope, a cursed tool created by Miguel Ajuel's clan in Africa capable of erasing curse techniques. However, acquiring it is not easy. Miguel once remarked that the black rope he brought and wasted on Gojo during the Night of 100 Demons in 2017 was the only one made by the clan and took decades to produce. 69 years have passed since Suguru Geto's death. Perhaps Miguel and his descendants have begun producing a new rope. On a side note, it's a coincidence that we have a black character who sells octopus, and this chapter marks the first mention of Miguel in the current era. Dabura looks hopeful at this, expressing his longed-for desire for his sister's freedom. After the meeting, Dabura tells Jabaloma that he'll step out for a moment while Mino observes the positive advancements. Perhaps he wants to calm down and release his emotions through this update. Oh no, he's hot. Meanwhile, Yuka runs off with the takoyaki, but Tomo stops her, advising that using machi instead of octopus is a poor choice for takoyaki. Suddenly, Tomo and Yuka encounter Dabura. Everyone, including Jabaloma, is nervous. Tomo gets flustered by Dabura's appearance and asks Yuka if she's okay since she's not wearing makeup. Anyway, the takoyaki is served, and it appears that the Sumerians are enjoying the meal, even though it's Yuka's botched creation. The start of war. Can humans coexist with cursed spirits? Back on the ship, Cross instructs Oski to join them for the cultural exchange, but Oski declines and insists on going alone. Suddenly, the other elder, Burrow, appears, and he has tears streaming down his third eye. Burrow exclaims that humans are dangerous because he has witnessed Japanese people killing a Kalyan. Wait a minute, are cursed spirits actually Kalyan? It turns out that humans produce cursed energy that gives rise to cursed spirits, which crave human flesh and misery. Sorcerers are humans born with the ability to convert their own cursed energy into jujutsu techniques, rather than creating cursed spirits. Sumerians, an alien race, possess the unique ability to manipulate cursed energy due to their connection to the Kalyan. Warriors are sorcerers, male and potentially female individuals with the power to manipulate cursed energy. Among the Sumerian tribes, the Diskunt possess the greatest raw power, while the Remelians are the only tribe that mourns the death of a Kalyan. The Romelian elder witnessed the Japanese killing a Kalyan, and he believes that there can only be one species that shares a similar connection to the Sumerians: cursed spirits. This revelation undoubtedly serves as a significant catalyst for war. This concept is not entirely novel to Jujutsu Kaisen. In the original story, the initial group of villains were the Disaster Curses, who sought to replace humans with themselves as the superior beings. Although they harbor a near-instinctual malice towards humans, we have also witnessed their capacity for forming bonds with one another and enjoying themselves. Despite his malice and disregard for them, Kinjaka genuinely relished playing games with them, ranging from Monopoly and beach balls to saunas and playground trips. In spite of his apathy, Mahito engaged in playful interactions with children in the playground, even though they were unaware of his presence. Most significantly, Dagon and Jogo mourned the loss of their comrades. Dagon gradually matured from anguish into his adult form, while Jogo even conjured visions of the late Hanami and Dagon, with Hanami expressing their belief in their future rebirth as distinct beings. With cursed spirits, a threat to human peace, and essentially nuisances to them, serving as the catalyst for war with the Remelians, does this open the door to discussions of coexistence with not only the aliens, but also cursed spirits? Or is this proposition for peace doomed from the outset, as the Remelians will be compelled to endure immense suffering as a compromise in the name of peace with humans. However, if they do coexist with cursed spirits, Jujutsu sorcerers will lose their place in society. Perhaps it is time to revisit the old question raised by Yuki Tsukumo, the solution to the cursed energy problem. As a reminder, one of the core challenges in Jujutsu Kaisen involved grappling with cursed energy itself. Humans subconsciously produce cursed energy through negative emotions, lacking the cognitive capacity to control it. This results in the creation of cursed spirits and curses. In Chapter 77, Premature Death, Part 2, Yuki proposed two solutions. Either eradicate cursed energy entirely, eliminating both cursed spirits and sorcerers, or teach ordinary humans to harness cursed energy. However, Geto's input suggested that both solutions are currently impractical. Therefore, the only realistic approach to addressing the cursed energy problem that has plagued both humans and sorcerers is to eliminate all non-sorcerers. We may revisit this question in the future. Should we choose peace for Remelians through coexistence with cursed spirits, or peace for humans by committing to all-out war? Could the presence of the Remelians aid humans in learning to use cursed energy, potentially transforming cursed spirits into tameable Shikigami? Alternatively, the ultimate fate of Modulo, where everything returns to its initial state, may involve the complete eradication of cursed energy. Perhaps the ultimate curse in Jujutsu Kaisen is the concept of cursed energy that exists in both humans and Remelians. After all, the Kalyans served as a pretext for the war between the Discunt and the Remelians. Now, the roles have reversed, with the Remelians bonded to the Kalyans or cursed spirits, terrorizing humans. Editor's note: the ominous presence lies beyond the confines of humanity. Author's note: octopuses are undeniably adorable creatures. The project on Shiru Mishairu, where they kept an octopus as a pet, evokes fond memories. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more content. ShryphonX out.